A couple of days ago, I put up a podcast recording. I think the title was Staffing Issues, Who to Keep and Who to Fire. So today I have an update. Well, it's not really an update, but something happened that made me remember that the initial recording that I made on the matter. Now, for those of you who are listening to the podcast for the first time, when you're done listening to this, you can just scroll down a bit and you'll see the heading Staffing Issues, Who to Keep, Who to Fire. So if you listen to that, you're going to get some more details about my. You get some more details, the fullest thoughts that I have on this particular topic about when you should let people go and the kind of people that you should keep on. Well, the main thesis that I explored in that episode basically was this: that there are some members of staff who I think are invaluable because even though they are not part of your sales and marketing team, they seem to take it upon themselves to sell and to promote the business, even though that's not their job. Now, this is my main thesis that because lots of people don't want to sell and run away from selling, including those people in your organization who you hire to be salespeople or to be marketers or to be promoters or whatever it is that you call them. Whenever you have someone that seems to sell effortlessly and the person is doing so without asking for extra pay or any other stakes in the business, I think it's a good idea to keep the person or find ways to bring them on board in much more formal terms so that they can be, because they're going to be an invaluable part of your company, especially as the efforts that they are putting in are going to compound over time. So the reason why I made that episode recording at the time was because of a friend of mine who runs a photography fulfillment center. They make frames, photo books, stuff like that. So I get a lot of my work done there. And I went into detail about how he had a fallout with a certain member of his staff who I suspect was responsible for bringing a great deal of photographers and other businesses to him. I mean, bringing them to this current business as clientele, because this particular member of staff had worked somewhere else before, and I had noticed his manner, his way with people, his what would I say, relationship building skills, that sort of thing. And then how when he moved over to this new organization, he was reaching out to people, promoting it, inviting people to come in, have a look, things like that. So, well, anyway, I advised my friend at the time, who owned the fulfillment center, that this is a good chap. Yeah, he's paid to be a designer, but actually he's taking on sales functions, and because of that, he's someone that should be kept within the fold and should try and find ways to entice him to stay over the long term, because his chief value is going to be the selling and marketing activity that he's doing, and not really the designs that you're going to be paying him a salary for. So that was my main thesis at the time, and I remembered him, or rather them, and I made that podcast recording because, just like I expected, the guy found a job at the new place, and then of course he was hitting us up again, sent me a DM, sorry, not DM, sent me a WhatsApp message, and I'm sure he was doing the same thing to other people. And the summary of the message was just the same. What's up? How have you been? Sorry, I haven't been in touch. I had one or two personal difficulties, but I'm back in Abuja now. This is the new place. This is where I am. This is what we offer. These are what the services are like. Why don't you come in so that we can have a look, show you around, see what the new inventory is like. Now, when you run a business and you yourself don't like selling, and the people that you have asked to help promote the business, in fact, I'm sure your spouse doesn't even like selling at all and doesn't want to get involved in these sorts of things, but you happen to hire someone who has this sort of initiative and this is the kind of drive that the person brings to their job, I actually think it's a bad idea to let that kind of person go. If there are some infractions that are serious, I think you guys can work it out, because I think people like these are assets over the long term. Now, the reason why I'm making today's episode is also because a similar thing happened. There was a photographer, sorry, not a photographer, a what are they called? These people that cut hair, barbers. So there was a barber at the salon that I used to go to. Not a bad chap, also very entrepreneurial, um, and good with customers and stuff like that. So he was at an outfit, and they were shutting down and they were moving to a new place. And the way he approached me, and I noticed him approaching other people, I just assumed that he was the owner of the new outfit where they were moving to, because him and a bunch of the other people left one salon that had just closed down, and so they moved over to another one. So I assumed that he owned the outfit, and he's a cool guy. All to encourage the hustle. So I moved over. I moved over to his place, and had a good relationship with him for a while. But then, after a while, I noticed that he disappeared, and then it's like things started going to crap at this current hair salon, and I just left. Me and my boys went to someplace else to cut our hair because I wasn't happy with the experience that we were receiving there, and of course I was shocked because I wondered how would he let his own establishment go like that, let quality fail, let standards fail, cleanliness, and then customer service and then things like that. Well, anyway, I was cutting my hair at another place with my boys, and then lo and behold, I run into him, and we have a brief conversation. Unfortunately, he had suffered some personal tragedies, ending with the death of his mom. So that's why he was away for a while, and he looked really emaciated. He had lost a lot of weight, lost really, huge amounts of weight. And he said, well, things had been rough. His mom had passed, but anyway, he was back, and so he's currently at this new place. Now I know for sure that he doesn't own this place because I've been cutting my hair there for a while. Let's say a couple of months. It's been 9 months, 10 months, maybe a year. So I know for sure he doesn't own this place. But he's back here. He's in this new place, and the attitude is the same. He's toasting customers. He's talking to people. He's building relationships. He's promoting the place, and he's somebody that has been hired recently. The people who have been there for the past year, let's say 10 months, 1 year that I've been cutting my hair, haven't shown the same level of enthusiasm, initiative, and enterprise in trying to talk to people. While there's a sales girl there who handles manicures and pedicures, and yes, she's been talking to people, but not quite like this guy. And for me, it was just another reminder of how I really think that people like this, when we do find them, are huge assets in our business, and we should do whatever we can to keep them. So if you're a wedding photographer and you get a second shooter, remember he's a second shooter, so you're only paying him to shoot at your weddings, whenever you have a gig and stuff like that. But you notice that this dude is running around, he's talking to people, he's handing out flyers, he's real professional, he's talking up your brand, stuff like that. I really think you should keep that guy as part of your circle, have him around, because he's an asset. Because you're only paying him the second shoot, you're not paying him to promote, but he's going around and he's promoting. That person is an asset, and I think that person is worth keeping on your team. It's the same thing if you're a wedding planner or you sell inverter batteries. So let's say you sell inverter batteries, you hire someone, you just want her to be your receptionist, your front desk person, but you notice that she has a way with clients. She's remembering to follow up on key things. She's nice. She's calling, remembers people's birthdays, or talking to passers-by, inviting them to come in to have a look at new inventory, things like that. She's going above and beyond your initial job description, which was basically sit down here and answer the phone, and make customers, make walk-ins, make them comfortable. So she's going beyond that, and she's taking an active interest in selling. Then I really think that these are people that we have to keep on board. But then again, business management is not my thing, just sales and marketing. So just like with the initial guy that I made this recording over, the one that was, the first recording, the one about staffing issues, who to keep, and then, who to let go and then who to keep. I think for them, it was more of a time management thing. The dude was not coming in on time. Designers are expected to be in the studio by 7. This guy was coming in at 9. But I really think it's something that can be worked out. I don't think that's such a huge infraction, because like what I recommended at that time was, I think someone like that is more than worth his pay. I think would be okay to say, sure, no problem. You're coming in 2 hours late. you can leave 1 hour later than everybody else or something. But anyway, summary is, let's have a hard think. When we're looking at our staff or our subcontractors, they are not all created equal. So if you're paying someone to do graphic design, but the person is doubling as a marketing staff and he's not asking you for extra money, he's worth keeping around. If you bring someone in as a barber, the person is supposed to cut hair, but he's not only cutting hair, he's building relationships with the patrons, and he's trying to sell and market and grow a community and bring people, keep people around. That person is worth an asset. Those people are rare, they're hard to come by. So if you have the fortune of running into this kind of person in your business, whatever the business is, I really think you should do what you can, keep the person around. I don't know, I'm not recommending that you start giving them a share in profits or whatever, but folks like this, they're rare. If you run into them, do whatever you can, keep them around, because the chief benefit is going to pay off the longer that they spend with your business and the more the time compounds. So imagine if you're a wedding planner and you have somebody with this kind of initiative. Imagine what this kind of person will do for your business if you guys have a good working relationship for, let's say, 4 years or 5 years. Will make a difference. Anyway, so that's it for today's recording. So thanks for your time and attention. I'll catch you guys at the next episode.